Last week, online black marketplace Silk Road was shut down by the FBI. This week, we trace its history and downfall and discuss the implications that this shutdown may have for the deep web. First though, here's a look at the top stories in tech. It seems every week we report that some company somewhere has been hacked. But this week, it's a big one. Adobe Systems Incorporated, more commonly known as the people that make Photoshop and who, out of interest, are located in sunny Mountain View, California, have fallen victim to, quote, cyber attackers. In a blog post, Chief Security Officer Brad Arkin revealed that attackers had illegally accessed customer information and source code for numerous Adobe products. The information of over 2.9 million Adobe customers was compromised, including customer names, encrypted credit or debit card numbers, expiration dates, and other information relating to customer orders. If your account is one of those affected, you'll shortly receive an email outlining the next steps. Adobe is also trying to inform their customers' credit card issuers of the incident, and they're working with federal law enforcement in their investigations. Recently, Adobe switched to a subscription model for its applications, which of course means that handing over your credit card information is the only way to access some of the world's most widely used products. With more and more products and services moving into the cloud, we can only expect these sorts of attacks to become more and more common. This should serve as a reminder to all businesses to make sure that they keep their customers' information private, and a reminder to all consumers that they need to be vigilant when shopping online. Perhaps though, it's time to ditch credit card numbers for something a little bit more Web 2.0. In my mind, there exists a sort of OAuth for online payments, where instead of handing over a credit card number, a customer could simply authorize a company to have access to their bank account. Then, if a database is compromised, the user, the retailer, or the bank could simply break that connection. It would sort of be like having a separate credit card number for each company you deal with. That way, if an account does become compromised, then you'd be able to sever that connection, keep your payment information safe, and it wouldn't affect anything else. What do you think? Is my head up in the clouds? Are people already talking about this? Have your say in the comments below. A few weeks ago, we brought you the story of Social Fixer, a Facebook tweaking browser extension that had its Facebook fan page removed without warning. Matt Cruz, the developer of the popular extension, blogged that he was, quote, very fortunate to have been in contact with real people at Facebook. He's since learned a few things about why his page was banned. For one, Facebook says that the page was manually reported by one of its users, which does seem quite strange to us. Still, we're willing to take Facebook's word. According to Facebook, the extension violates section 3.11 of Facebook's rights and responsibilities. You will not do anything that could disable, overburden, or impair the proper working or appearance of Facebook, such as denial of service attacks or interference with page rendering or other Facebook functionality. It also supposedly violates section 1.3 of Facebook's platform policies. You must not circumvent or claim to circumvent our intended limitations on core Facebook features and functionality. Matt, of course, doesn't agree with Facebook's accusations, and for the record, neither do we. All Matt's extension can do is alter the way in which a web browser displays the content it's already been given by Facebook. Personally, I've spoken before about the right of users to alter the way in which they experience web content. In 2012, I posted on my blog about Tumblr's actions against the extension Missing E. And as much as Mulligan Media has spoken out against ad blockers in the past, we do believe that it is the right of any web user to alter their experience in any way they see fit. It's not the right of a website to restrict how a user displays the content that they're given. It wasn't right when Tumblr tried it with Missing E, and it's not right now. I wonder if Facebook is going to be taking action against the zoom functionality in many web browsers. After all, they interfere with page rendering. Unfortunately for Matt though, Facebook isn't going to reinstate the page without making a few requests. And given the risk that Facebook may take legal action, amongst other pressures, the developer has no choice but to comply. Social Fixer will be losing a number of features. The details of this story and some interesting and worthwhile discussion can be found at the Social Fixer blog, which, along with my personal rant about Missing E and Mulligan Media's thoughts on ad blockers, is linked in the description of this video. Silk Road. It's not a household name, and it certainly wasn't designed to be. It's an online black market, a sort of eBay for drugs and other illegal and hard-to-get items. Or at least it was, until last week when the FBI seized the Silk Road server and arrested its alleged owner. Ross Ulbricht, the man supposedly behind Silk Road and the pseudonym Dread Pirate Roberts, has been charged with various crimes, including narcotics trafficking, computer hacking, and money laundering. Silk Road was founded in early 2011 and gained significant attention following a Gawker article later that year. It existed as a Tor hidden service and conducted transactions through Bitcoin, both of which ensured the relative anonymity of buyers and sellers alike. Given that Silk Road took a commission on each sale, it's estimated that Silk Road was bringing in millions of dollars each year. Earlier this year, an Australian drug dealer became the first person to be convicted of crimes in direct relation to Silk Road, but it was the interception of packages by customs and the subsequent search of the dealer's personal computer that revealed their activities on the site. Of note then is that Silk Road was not brought down by vulnerabilities in the Tor network or Bitcoin. Instead, it was a number of online slip-ups that gave the game away. The biggest of those was an online forum post where an account that had previously posted marketing messages for Silk Road advertised a job opportunity and directed applicants to email an address containing Ulbricht's full name. Now, there's a chance that Ulbricht is not involved in the Silk Road at all, and even if he is, there's no saying that he was doing it all alone. The pseudonym Dread Pirate Roberts, of course, comes from the book The Princess Bride, where it was a name given to a number of people along a line of succession. On the 4th of October, Ulbricht denied all charges in front of a federal court and is scheduled to appear later this week. If you'll pardon the pun though, Silk Road has certainly paved the way for a more careful operation to take its place. And given the nature of the deep web, it's likely that Silk Road was only the tip of a very deep iceberg. The full criminal complaint against Ulbricht is linked below. It's a very interesting read, and of course we'll keep you updated as this story progresses. And now, to the ridiculous.
Welcome to the Fox News deck at Fox News headquarters in New York. Journalists will operate that new software from their new workstations, 55-inch touchscreen computers. We call these BATs, big area touchscreens.
That's Fox News' Shepard Smith talking about Fox News Deck. And those are 55-inch Microsoft touchscreens looking silly in the background. From now on, journalists will become props as they're seated at these bats in the background of news broadcasts. This sort of gimmick is usually only reserved for election night, but Fox News seems to believe in it. Whether it does in fact make news more efficient and whether it keeps viewers engaged is yet to be decided. And finally today, welcome to the new Exploring Tech. Not this, we're still figuring that out, but this. We figured we weren't much good at breaking news. By the time we got around to something, it was pretty much already out in the open. So we thought we'd spend a little less time talking about tech and a little bit more time exploring it. From now on, there will be more editorial content and some deeper discussions of the stories of the day, but as always, we would like your suggestions. So make sure that you comment below and get in touch with us on Twitter and Facebook. Of course, we'll still be aggregating all of the top stories in tech on those Twitter and Facebook pages. Until next time, I've been Dominic Mulligan, and this is Exploring Tech.